What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, we are back with a very special, iconic American muscle car, a 1967, the first year of the Chevrolet Camaro. So this is a lot of people's dream car. Now, this car doesn't pretend to be something it's not. You'll notice it doesn't say SS all over it. You'll notice it doesn't have the RS package or anything. It just says Camaro on the side. That's it. It's not pretending to be something it's not. It's just a good old classic 1967 Camaro. And to be quite honest with you, it's not in the greatest shape, which is why I got it for cheap. It's definitely a little rough around the edges. But here's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to drop a comment below and tell me how much you think I paid for this car. Or better yet, how much would you have paid for this car? And I'm not going to do anything other than just kind of walk you around it so you can get a quick look at the car. And I'll tell you all about it after we do this really quick walk around. I'll pop the hood. I'll let you guys see the interior. The paint's, you know, I don't think the paint is rough, honestly. I think what it is, somebody tried to polish this and they did it in a hurry and they left all of those streaks and everything. I mean, it looks, do you see that? It could look good if it was properly done. Let's pop the hood, just give you a quick little taste of what's under here. There you go. Nothing special, right? Just a little small block Chevy. Not very impressive, is it? Nope, not at all. All right, let's take a look at the interior. Let's see what she looks like on the inside. Door panels, dash pad, carpeting, nice looking seats, seat belts. Oh, this even has a tilt. Look at that. Isn't this nice? And back here, look at the package tray. Looks beautiful. And of course, the headliner, also very nice. Even the sun visors are in really nice looking condition. Everything in here looks really good. You got the factory AM radio. You got that. This is from like an 83 or something Camaro right there. That certainly needs to be changed out because that ain't factory for this car. Overall though, guys, what do you think? I mean, I'm already noticing some aftermarket stuff under the hood here and it all looks pretty good. I'm also noticing that it's got a proportioning valve that's adjustable. So if you wanted to, if you really wanted to, you could hit the front brakes full and turn off the back brakes completely. So if you wanted to, in fact, that may be what this is for. This may be, this is a lockout or a bias for the rear brakes. Because if you see, this one goes down, this should go to the fronts, and then this one goes from the back reservoir, should go to the back brakes. So it's almost like someone set it up so if you wanted to do smoky burnouts, you could. This thing probably doesn't have any real horsepower or anything anyway. It's just a classic old Camaro. Nobody wants these cars anymore, right? That's what people keep telling me, but I'm here to tell you guys that ain't accurate. And if you're wondering about the fender tag, well, let me see if I can get you guys in there. It'd probably be better if I just take a picture and include it so you guys, maybe some of you experts out there can decode it for me. Now, I'll tell you something that I think is really interesting about an old GM car like this is typically on modern GM cars, you have the round key, which is for the doors and the trunk. And then you have the square key that's for the ignition. However, check this out. I was not aware of this, so this is news to me. The square key, does it go upside down? I cannot remember. This thing's got so many keys, I don't even know exactly which ones are the right ones. Okay, here you go. Look at the lock. Yes. The square key works the door locks and the ignition. And then there's the round key, which again, forgive me, I'm not entirely sure which is which. This looks like an original factory, old school GM key for this car. And this one, I believe, yeah, pops the trunk. Where, oh, we got somebody's Minnesota plates that they left in here. Very nice. Everything under here honestly looks really good. Now, the car is not perfect. I don't know how it's coming out on camera. Probably looks better than it really is. But, I mean, under here, this car's got no rust. No rust. And you may notice there's some really clean bolts back here. New shocks. Well, you guys curious how much I paid for it yet? You got the electric antenna, which if this thing has an FM radio, I sure haven't found it yet. So, you know, it's a little bit rough. The paint's definitely not great. The weather stripping has seen, you know, better days. That's pretty common. But overall, the car looks pretty good. There's a little chip in the spoiler right here, and it's got some minor dings, and there are some paint blemishes, like right here, where somebody nicked it. You can see they hit it pretty good. It's got some nicks in the paint. Somebody touched up over here as well. I'm not trying to make this car out to be perfect. It's not. I'll tell you what this car is. I don't think you're going to get better in a daily driver quality car than this. It's not a show car. It's not a show car. But if you just want something you can take out and drive and enjoy relatively stress-free and for very little money, this is it right here, man. This is it. You know, the grille really could use repainted or replaced. I mean, there's really no damage. It's just all the black has come off of it. And there are some dings to the valance here. You can see where it's kind of oblonged and stuff right there. It's not perfect, is what I'm trying to say, but damn, man. This is a nice little hot rod. And when you really start poking around, looking around, you know, you notice some things, you know, like the chrome alternator, the chrome water pump, the aftermarket power steering pump. And you get down here and you notice the rag joint's new. Looks like the steering column is new as well. Huh. Interesting. Steering column is new. Let's take a look, because that brings us to a couple interesting, what I would like to call quirks of the interior of this car. This steering column is it's like a brushed aluminum, and it is an I did it column. Now this steering wheel has to go, okay? Obviously that steering wheel is crap. But the entire column was replaced with an I did it. But here's the best part. Not only is this a tilt wheel, but look at this. This is a column shift car, guys. How rare is that on a 67 Camaro? I would be willing to bet that these bucket seats were installed after the fact, because this is not a console car. This is not a shifter type car in the middle here. This probably came with a bench seat and a column shifter, which leaves me wondering, was this originally a V8 car? Could this have possibly been an inline six? And take a look at how good everything is here. There's for your blower and everything is in excellent looking condition. You got aftermarket gauges there, which, you know, they look all right. I think the chrome really doesn't make a lot of sense in a car that's so blacked out like this. And 67 was the only year that you got the wing windows, the little vent windows like this. So that's one way to know that it's a 67 instead of a 68 or a 69. Next, we got the crank windows, but I noticed something: they don't work, okay? Crank windows do not appear to work, but hold on, because I got to show you something else that is super unique and cool about this car. So when I put the key in the ignition, it's weird, it goes upside down. I hear an electric fuel pump, but watch this. And up and down. Electric windows. These are power windows. Same thing over here, except this one is up, goes down. Now that fuel pump's making a little noise. Go ahead and fire it up for you. A little bit of a belt squeal there. Looks like we have a working fuel gauge. And we also have a 120 mile an hour speedometer. Will she stay running? I hear some exhaust noise. The exhaust is rattling around back there a little bit, so definitely going to need a little tightening up, a little adjustment. But I told you from the beginning, it's a driver quality car, guys. This is not something you're going to take to a car show and expect to win anything. At least not currently. You could make it that way. I don't think it would take a whole lot, and I'll explain to you why in a minute. It needs a little bit of body work, not much. It's got a few little dings and some imperfections. The weather stripping is in horrible shape. Like, this all needs to be completely gone through and redone. Although on the doors don't look that bad. But everything else, yeah. Looks like this car used to be red. I don't know. There's a VIN number down there as well. Let's see if it'll stay running on its own now that it's had a minute to warm up. Let's take a look at the gauges. Alternator is charging. Oil pressure is over 60 PSI. Let's try out the AM radio. It works. It's not getting any stations, but it works. There it is. Yeah. Windshield wipers? Yes. What about signals? Left? Right? Shows they work. Let's turn on the headlights. What about the blower motor? Yep, blower motor works as well. That is not factory. Somebody added that. Ashtray. You got your cigarette lighter right here that somebody heavily used. Glove box. Take a look in there. That's brand new. Brand new. So, I should probably tell you a little more about this car. And I'm still going to get to how much I paid for it. All right, we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm gonna let her warm up a little bit, and while she's warming up, let's take a quick listen to that exhaust. You can see that exhaust pipe over there rattling. It's the passenger side one rattling around. Woo! She sounds pretty healthy, guys. She sounds really healthy. Love the rally wheels. And again, if you just take a look, you can see you got this pipe here supposed to have a hanger. The rubber hanger, the insulator is missing, so it's just banging around. You're supposed to have a, see how it stops? There's supposed to be a hanger between these two and it's missing. Looks like you got some new shocks. You got braided fuel lines. It's actually pretty nice. We're gonna have to get this thing on a lift, guys. That's what we're gonna have to do. Date code on this is the 12th, oh boy. The 12th week of 2009. Yeah, tires are 16 years old, and they are in, honestly, great condition. Are these 14s? Oh my God, these are 14-inch rallies. These are probably factory Chevy rally wheels, because back in the day, 15s weren't really a thing. You got these wheels in 14s. These may be original 14s. Chevy rally wheels. These may be the real deal, guys. Looking at the suspension, control arms look excellent. Bushings look fresh. You've got a fuel pressure regulator there. You got a block-off plate on the mechanical fuel pump. You've got an Edelbrock. This is going to be a 750 CFM. It's a 1411. An Edelbrock 1411. I know a lot of people don't like Edelbrock, but I'll be honest with you. If you just want something that does what it's supposed to do, I've never had any problem with Edelbrock. I'm also noticing we have aluminum heads. Of course, we've got long tube headers and aluminum heads. See what I mean? It's like, this is one of those cars. With most cars, the more you look at it, the worse it gets. But I'm telling you, with this one's special. This one's really special, guys. Someone put a lot of love, someone put a lot of time into this car. You may notice this this heater box right here. This is a non-AC car. This heater box right here is factory brand new. Look at that. Freshly sealed up and everything. That's all new. You ready for me to jump into some of the special things that I found out about this car? Well, in the trunk, I found a big folder, and it had receipts for this car. I think the furthest back it went was 2011, that's quite a ways back, guys. What I found is that everything on this car has been rebuilt. I have receipts. I'm telling you, thousands and thousands. I mean, I probably got over 10 grand in receipts. The interior alone, not the labor, just for all the components to redo the entire interior of this car, over $5,000 in material. All right? He also had the entire front end rebuilt, all of it. He had the upper and lower control arms removed from the car and sandblasted, and then he had them painted new ball joints, he had all new bushings, new tie rods, like he went through it. But that's not all. Then he did a disc brake conversion all the way around. Thousands of dollars for the disc brake conversion. I can't remember the name of it. But that's not all. On top of the disc brake conversion, front and rear, he also did a catback exhaust system on this. That wasn't that expensive, about $600. But not only that, in 2025, he just had the rear differential rebuilt on this with 308 gears, and it's an Eaton locker. Yes, this was just done a couple months ago, like 2 or 3 months ago. The rear end complete, everything from the carrier, pinion, everything, the bearings, all of it. The whole rear differential on this car, all the way through from end to end, was completely rebuilt. Not only that I Did It steering column was over $1,000. I have the receipt for that as well. But not only did he do that, he also went and had the wiring harness redone on the interior of the car as well. And then the mirrors, I mean, this gentleman, I have his name, I have his address, I've tried getting a hold of him. He's 70 years old. And so far he has not responded. I tried sending him an email. Like, I found all of his information on this paperwork, and I'm desperately trying to get in touch with him to find out, like, why did you get rid of it? Like, what happened? What's the story on the car? Obviously he loved this thing. He poured a ton of money into it over all these years that he owned it. And the engine was rebuilt about 10 or 12 years ago, I think is what the paperwork shows. It didn't show the engine rebuild, but it gave specifics on the rockers and everything. It gave you very specific information on the parts used to build the engine. And that's not all. Just about 2 years ago, the transmission was rebuilt, and it accepts more horsepower and torque, okay? This could be a stroker for all I know. I'm not sure, but I know that the transmission is a turbo 350, and yes, it was rebuilt to withstand more power. And just from moving it from the street over here, I also noticed the stall converter is definitely not factory, okay? You really got to give it a little bit of gas, a throttle, to start getting into the RPMs where this thing will actually move itself. So when I told you this car is special, I mean, it really is. Here's another thing that this car has that I think is kind of different. It's kind of unique, and that is the rear defroster. You have a rear de-icer, defogger right here. Now, I don't know if it works, but in case you're wondering how it works, in the old days, before they had the wires in the windows, it does not work. There's a blower that's supposed to be underneath here, and this blows the air all over the back window to defrost it. Look, guys, I think this car is fantastic. This is exactly what I was wanting it to be. Not too good to where I'd be afraid to drive it and take it somewhere, but also not perfect. Now, I think for me, I would probably want to redo the paint and get the little dings touched up and weather stripping redone. Definitely want to redo the weather stripping. I don't want water getting into the car. There's a ding on this cowl, and this is a nice functional cowl hood too, but there's a ding on the cowl right there, and it's got a few other just little dings here and there around it. But I mean, overall, she presents well. And if you didn't want to repaint it, which I know a lot of you probably wouldn't want to, you could take this down to my guy at the auto spa, Brian. I guarantee you, with a good paint correction, he could clean this thing up. But I mean, the swirls in this are just terrible. You guys can see it's hazy. It's hazy because they tried to polish it and they just left so much crap in there. It left a haze on it. So Brian could make this look a lot better, or, and I'll see what you guys think, we could leave the paint alone. We could leave the dings alone. I can let Brian do what he does and try to bring this paint job back as good as he can. It looks like just a jet black. I mean, it looks like a straight jet black paint job, and I think it looks pretty good. Or we could send it down to my guys over at Mako, have them touch up all these places where there's like these dings. There's something going on right here too. I don't know what this is, but like that, you can't paint correct that. You know what I mean? That needs to get some work done on it. You could take this thing down to Mako, have them just shoot it again. Another beautiful black paint job. And then send it to Brian at the auto spa. Have him do a paint correction after the fact and then ceramic coat it. And this car, I'm telling you, man, this car would come out absolutely gorgeous. Now, my question to you guys is, how much do you think I paid for it? And are you ready for me to tell you what I actually paid? Well, you ready for this? I gave $5,000. No, I'm kidding. No, I did not give $5,000 for this car. Now, I already know when I tell you, some of you are going to be like, oh, you paid too much. Some of you are going to say you stole it. Some of you are going to say I got the deal of a lifetime. I'm going to let you guys just argue amongst yourselves in the comment section below, but I gave 20 grand for this car. All right, I gave 20,000, and I did a lot of research, including looking up Hagerty. Hagerty said this car, you know, in average condition should be $15,000 to $18,000. And while I generally respect the Hagerty valuation tool, I don't agree in this instance, because I took the time to go through a ton of listings and a ton of auctions to see what these cars were actually bringing. And guys, I'm here to tell you, no, $15,000 for something like this, that'll never happen. You'll never get some. I mean, unless you just are the luckiest guy or gal on the face of the earth, you're never going to find a deal like that for $15,000, regardless of what Hagerty says. Generally speaking, a car in this condition, easily going for 25 is the bottom low end, especially with the interior redone, trans rebuilt, rear end rebuilt, engine rebuilt, whole front suspension rebuilt. 25 would be bottom of the barrel. You are lucky. All right, you're talking realistically, I think $32,000 to $35,000 would be what I would expect if I was selling this car and it was cleaned up. I think $32,000 to $35,000, especially considering this is something that everything works. Lights, signals, it all works. This isn't something you got to jump into and start fixing a bunch of electronics and wiring. Somebody already did all of this work for you. And she sounds pretty stout, guys. I'm excited to take it on the 10-mile drive, and let's find out how this thing actually drives down the road. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I've already got some ideas for this car. But, you know, that's how I always get when a new car comes in. I just put a fresh tag on it, so we are legal and legit to go down the road. I think we need to take it for a drive, and I'm going to be honest with you, I love my 66 Impala. But if I'm being completely honest, this car, in my opinion, is so much better. So much better. So here's kind of my idea. You guys can tell me what you think, but this is a car that I was thinking, man, if I could hold on to it for what I paid for it. I didn't pay a whole lot of money for what this car is. I mean, this could be Power Tour 2027. There's nothing saying I can't take the 560 horsepower 406 out of the Impala and put it in this, along with my freshly built Turbo 400. Put it in this. This already has the Eaton locker with 308 gears, which I think would be fine. I would not hesitate to swap everything from this into the Impala and from the Impala into this and use this as my Power Tour car and sell the Impala. Because by the time I'm done, I will have more into the Impala than I have into this car. And I'm sorry, there is not much out there that beats a classic Camaro. Let's fire it up. Let's adjust our mirrors. I think that's adjusted. Get this one adjusted. That one's adjusted. These are nice mirrors too. They don't flop around or anything. These are real nice. And let's buckle up. We got seat belts, guys. This is something we don't always get. Look at those factory GM seat belts right there. And let's take this thing. Nope, no horn. Found something that doesn't work, the horn. Let's take this thing out for a ride. Here we go. My little shifter thing is off a little bit. That thing needs to be adjusted. It says I'm in neutral. Park is reverse. That's definitely reverse. All right, let's do it to it, man. I am so excited to drive this car. I'm nervous because this car almost seems too good to be true, and that's usually what happens. If it seems like it's too good to be true, it usually is, and I'm concerned. Here we go. There's drive. Oh wow. See what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, that torque converter is not stock. No. And the way this transmission shifts, yeah, she's built up, which makes you wonder, with someone going through the trouble of putting the receipt for the rear end was over $3,000. They spent about $3,100 on the rear differential. Okay, we got dogs in the road. $3,100 having this Eaton rear end put in. Now, 308 gears are not super aggressive. That's really somebody that wanted to cruise. But I think with the power I suspect this engine's got in it, I think 308's great, man. I think she'll still be able to get down the road nice and strong. But this is really a car that you could go cruising in without hurting things too bad, winding it up. Now, we don't have a tack in here, unfortunately. So that's something that'll need to change. I prefer, it's just personal preference, I prefer to have a tack so I know what my engine's winding up to. You know what I mean? We're sitting at an idle, she's nice and warmed up, temperature is about 180. Voltage is good, oil pressure is still over 40 PSI warmed up. That is very impressive. I think we got a healthy car on our hands here, guys. The question is, when we get this thing up to about 65 miles an hour, where's the engine RPMs going to be sitting? I think we're going to be sitting good. I'll tell you something. The first gen Camaro has never been like my dream car. It's a dream car for sure. I'm not knocking it, but it's never been my dream car. But now that I've got one and I'm driving it and it rides so good. It sounds good. It just feels special. That's the only word I can come up with. It feels special driving this car. Woo, she's rowdy. She's spicy. And in case you guys didn't know, one of my favorite movies of all time is Christine. You're probably wondering, what does this car have to do with the movie Christine? You remember the character Buddy Repperton, I think was his name, Buddy? The guy with the switchblade? Guess what he drove? A 67 Camaro. It had the hideaway headlights, but still a 67 Camaro nonetheless. Christine ran that car into a gas pump, blew it up, smashed into the car, and then ran him over in a blazing glory of flames. It was honestly a spectacle. It was something to behold. If you haven't seen the movie, I highly recommend you go watch Christine. Wow, she's fun. Tracks straight down the road. It's not pulling at all. It's a special car, guys. This is really something. I can't put it into words. You just need to drive one. You really feel that classic American muscle car behind the wheel of this thing. And that cowl induction hood looks amazing. Now the speedometer is 10 miles an hour off. It shows that I'm going 55, but I'm actually going 67, give or take a couple miles an hour. But I can tell you this engine is not wound up too bad at all. She sounds really happy in this RPM range. If I had to guess, I mean, I'd love to put a tack in here, but I would guess around 70 miles an hour, we're probably 25 to 2,800 RPM is about the way it sounds. One of these days we'll find out. And as we're cruising down the road, oil pressure, 65 PSI. Temperature staying nice and cool, holding right at 190. Yeah, guys, it's a cruiser. I was so worried because this car was sold on a red light, which means, and usually these older cars are sold on red lights, there's generally no guarantees. And by the way, this is a clear title, clean title, meaning no liens, no brands, not salvaged or any of that stuff, rebuilt. This thing is an absolute cruiser. Oh man, she sounds good. She sounds real good. I heard a little bit of a hesitation when I really hit the throttle. Yeah, there is there's a slight dead spot there in the carburetor. I'm gonna go out on a limb though. I'm gonna say, like, a lot of these cars that I end up with, this thing's probably not been driven for quite a while, especially considering the tires are from 2009. Now, with that said, the rear end was just rebuilt in 2025. So, I mean, obviously the guy drove it, and I'm surprised with those old tires, this thing is cruising down the road. The only issue is the steering wheel. Number one is way wrong for the car, looks awful, and the steering wheel is sitting sideways. But the car itself is tracking perfectly straight. Now, just like we always do when we get to the 5 mile mark, this is our halfway turnaround point. I like to do a little burnout, and I just did one right here because I just wanted to make sure I got the receipts, so I know what the receipts say, but I mean, I just want to make sure that you definitely get 2 wheels spinning simultaneously. You can see they both kicked in at the same point and they never stopped. All right, so that's good. I do smell like a little bit of oil, so I guess it wouldn't hurt just take a quick peek. I don't see anything leaking, nothing. Underneath the car is dry as a bone. Oh boy, but look at this. Something smacked into her there, the K member. Yeah, something smacked into her a little bit right there, didn't it? Let's pop the hood. Just take a quick look, make sure nothing is... I don't see any smoke or anything under here at all. I don't see any leaks. I swore I smelled a little bit of oil though. This is one of those cars we're gonna have to get on the lift. Another thing we're gonna have to get rid of, like if we hold on to this, and you know, time will tell, but one of the things we're gonna have to do is probably swap out everything from the Impala into this car, including the serpentine belt kit, get rid of that direct drive flex fan and the radiator. Put everything cold case, electric fans, relays, clean this whole mess. CVF Racing for that serpentine belt kit. Really just clean this whole front end of the car up, make it look a whole lot better. Now, the radiator is not going to fit from the Impala into here, but everything else, aside from the headers, these headers should work just fine. We should have no trouble swapping everything, almost, from the Impala into this car. Man, she sounds great. She sounds so good. I don't know about you guys, but that is music to my ears. Alright guys, time to get on the road. She's actually getting a little warm. She's sitting at 220 from sitting there idling. That fan with no shroud is doing this thing absolutely no good. None. You're not actually moving any air without a fan shroud. The temperature's dropping down pretty quick now. I wanted to get it on the road, get some airflow moving through that engine. And if we can find a spot up here, yeah, temperature's dropping nice. If we can find a spot up here, we don't have any traffic, I would not be opposed to seeing if she wants to do a burnout. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. I don't have any traffic behind me. I just got to get to a place where I can see clearly and make sure there's no traffic. I don't know this car, but I think it'd be fun just to stomp on it. Chances are, because the carburetor has got a dead spot, well, we're probably going to end up not accomplishing much. But let's hit the brakes. You ready? Oh, wow. Whoa. Okay. She lit them both up and she didn't stop until I let off the gas. I'll be completely honest with you. I thought we were going to hit a dead spot in the carburetor. She's going to choke and fall on her face. Nope. She lit those suckers up, man. She lit them both tires. I left two big old skid marks going down the road, guys. Wow. Lit those tires up and it said, I'm not stopping until you let off the accelerator. I like that. I like that. In fact, I'm kind of falling in love with the car exactly the way it is. I don't know, maybe we don't need to put a 560 horsepower engine into it. Maybe it's fine with whatever it's got. 350, 383, 125 thing is for certain, though. I'm going to have to find the guy that built it. Like I said, I found him. But I'm going to have to get in touch with the guy. That means I got to mail him a letter. I got to mail him a letter. And I got to find out, like, what's the story on this car and what exactly did you do to this engine? Because this thing is rowdy. Well, we made it back to town. Gauges, everything still looked good. I knew that cooling fan was going to be an issue, though, guys. I knew it was. I love this car. I know I say that about everything, but this one, man, I'm telling you, this is a special car. So after all that fun and excitement, you can see the temps are still nice. Oil pressure is still really good. It's right at, I don't know, 27, 28 PSI. Let's shut her off, see if she diesels. Shut right off. That rattling exhaust has got to go. Let's fire it up. Fires right up. Strong, man. She's a strong runner. Also just found out it's got hazard lights. Looks like they're working. Let's test them out. It's a great, I mean, I want to say it's a great base to start from, but this is way better than a base, guys. Like this isn't just like, oh, it's got pretty good bones. I know we saw that it looked like it took a whack under there on the cross member there. I told you guys, drives perfect though. Drives absolutely straight as an arrow and perfect. So I'm not going to be overly concerned with whatever's going on down there. Bumper lines up, all the body lines look really good as well. Hinge needs adjustment over there, but I mean, otherwise, everything on this car lines up and looks great. You can see the hazard lights are working. Let's turn on the headlights while we're at it. I might drive this home. I'm serious. I might drive this. Yeah. Headlights work. Absolutely. Not bad, guys, for what it is. This is not a bad car. Check, make sure tail lights are working. Yeah. Do we have a license plate light? Surely we ain't got a license plate light. Nope. License plate light doesn't work. Damn it. Send it back. I don't want it anymore. I'm kidding. Man, I'm telling you, she's rowdy, ladies and gentlemen. She's a rowdy car. And the parking lights on these old cars, they don't come on with the headlights. My Impala is the same way. And if you watch, I guarantee if we turn the headlights off, but leave the parking lights on, guess what? Bingo. There you go. We have parking lights. Well, that's going to be it for this video. Oh, it's got a wipe washer too? It's got wipe washer. Now the key's not on. I didn't know that. It's got a wipe washer as well. You know, it needs a tad bit of work. We got some paint cracking. You can see the previous color actually under here. Yeah, see the paint is just peeling. They didn't do any prep work under here is what happened. They got lazy. This car used to be like a purple, kind of a purplish color. Huh, interesting. But I'll tell you what I don't see. I don't see rust. Of course, there's always a possibility it's a Bondo Queen, right? Well, if you want to find out and see if that's the case, stay tuned for the next video because we will take this car, we'll put it on the lift, and we'll take a close look underneath, including whatever happened on that, I don't know if you call it a K member or whatever it is, but we'll definitely take a look at that. I see some dents. Oh, yeah. There's some dents in this front. You see it right there? There's a few of them. Oh, all over, actually. Here, too. Interesting. There's like these kind of waves. Huh. Well, as I told you guys, it's not perfect. And if I was to repaint the car, I talked to my fiance and I was like, oh, I would like to do red with black racing stripes. And my fiance loves old school cars. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, she was adamant that this car, if it gets painted, goes straight back to black. She wants it jet black. She said that is the only color for that classic Camaro is jet black, like the darkest black you can find, paint it that color, because that's what the car should be. It's a classic American muscle car, and black is just the right color for it. Well, again, if you enjoyed the video, let me know, hit the thumbs up button, and definitely drop your comments below and tell me You think I paid too much for it? I don't know. I'm a little concerned. I think I did good. I do. I think I did really good. The way this car runs and drives, the amount of money that's been dumped into this thing. Okay, it needs a little paint and body work, maybe a little tuning here and there, but I mean, overall, for the kind of money I paid, you got to be out of your mind, man. I would buy this all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Listen, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Till next time, stay safe out there. I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon in the next one.